Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's go. Y'all, this was a complete mess. Okay. So Tisha gets up and she's like, Martell doesn't have anything or whatever. And in this moment, when Martell said women that him and Marceau used to bounce house with together, whenever you see Maurice get up to tackle or get Martell together, you know something is about to go down. The reason Marceau is looking like this is because Martell said, you slept with somebody right after I slept with her. He just said, bees that we used to bang together. Oh my God. Y'all, it was so much going on. Martell said that Tisha slept with somebody right after him too. The kicker is Tisha said we were in college. So Tisha, what were you doing at A&M, girl? Were you like the good time girl? Hold on. Then Martell said he saw it in person and he called Tisha nasty. And he still had his teeth in his mouth. Because at that moment, Marceau should have removed the teeth that Mel bought Martell out of his mouth, talking about his wife like that. Tisha, you was a pass around. This right here with Martell laughing after he had said that him and Marceau used to get girls together. Marceau came behind him after he called Tisha nasty. This is him laughing. Like all out laughing like a hyena. This man is dangerous. Then Destiny is still talking. Other than your significant other, who in this alleged friend group has shown up more for you? Everybody in the room in this group under this pavilion said nobody. Then Marceau said Martel, because he taught me how to like stay with my wife and not have a shareable side chick. Big Iron, where you at, girl? Because you catching strays all over the place. Martell need to cut you a check. Then he said, Marceau said, Martell asked him, did Mel try to go down below on him? What? Oh my God. Then Martell was talking like he was going to make it okay. And he said, I didn't bang Tisha when my boys were banging Tisha. Tisha! Let me find out you was a pass around girl at Alabama A&M University. Oh my God. Then Destiny, who's caused all of this confusion, said that the men should not have done this in front of the women and should not have called Tisha out on her history. Then Destiny said, I'm about to leave. Martell said, don't leave your boyfriend. And here go Lance. Y'all, this was a mess. So now Tisha is blaming Destiny. Who hurt you the most in this group? And then she said Destiny knows Martell, so she had to know how this was going to end. Absolutely, she knew that. Absolutely. And then Tisha wants to talk about Martell is not taking accountability, and he wants people to agree with him even when he's wrong. Yes. He's always been like that, Tisha. But now that it's talking about you and Marceau, now you got a problem with it. Let's keep going. And then Kimmy's like, Tisha has caught those strays, right? She's collateral damage. And then Marceau is like, he just wants me to tussle with him. That's exactly what would have happened. That's exactly what should have happened. I don't know a husband who really loves and goes up for his wife would have allowed Martell to say the things that he said to Tisha. And nothing happened to him. Like the teeth are left under the pavilion. I don't know one. Now, I do agree with Maurice. If Martell has something in that phone, Maurice said it's been 6 or 7 years, he would have shown it by now. I do agree with that, right? I agree with that. The amount of gaslighting that was going on in this jewelry store, Tisha is still tussling with Marceau to wear a wedding ring 6 or 7 years later. And she was like, it's getting too much because he's getting too comfortable. And this will give people more reason to talk about their marriage. Right? Then he tells Tisha Like, the Scotts have the longest tenure of being married to their first wives. Did it stop with Maurice? And then she said, we was in a situation where we was talking about what would it look like if we weren't going to be together. But I'm glad that we worked it out. Then she goes into crying and talking about she's tired of people talking about her on the internet, people coming for her, and she cursing people out, and she just wants to have fun. Marcel, put the ring on. So Tisha said that she had talked to Destiny, and Marcel said that he's going to call Destiny or talk to Destiny and apologize to her for his actions because he can only control his actions. And then they went on to talk about Martel. He was like, we don't have the relationship where we can hold him accountable anymore. And if Martel would do what he's done to Mel, then what would he do to anybody else? And he's right about that. And he got Tisha off this ring thing, but I really hope he gets the ring. Child, so Mel done met up with Tisha, right? She said she wanted to talk about the trip. I don't want to talk about the trip. The trip is over. But they started talking about Maurice and his DUI. So Tisha was like, I'm so glad that he's okay. That's the most important part. And Mel said that would have been better to say than saying free Reese, free Reese. Then Mel said he looked like he had some pink lipstick on some red lipstick. So they showed the mug shot back and forth. Tisha said it looked like pink lips, or maybe he had been drinking something. I guess like a strawberry pop, Faygo, or Fanta. Whichever one. Child, so as Mel is questioning Tisha about Maurice, and then she says, was it in the noonday? Did he get arrested at noon? Tisha gets her bag and her food and wraps it up and says she is about to go, right? And then runs out on the ticket. And like Mel said, they have come together. They have made a pact. They're not going to talk about it. And Tisha's definitely not going to break that pact because she would have Marceau to answer to. Martel cannot tell the truth to save his soul, right? So he and Destiny are meeting. He finally got out a little apology for being hostile at the field day event, right? And then he was like, why were you asking me the question? She said, well, when we were in the storage, you said that you felt the way about them not checking on you. So then he goes, I'm a man. And generally, like, we don't do that. So when they do the flashback, he's sitting in the storage room talking to Destiny about nobody has reached out to talk to him about everything he's gone through. Like, cannot tell the truth to save his life. So Marceau is still pretending like he's building a house. And Fletcher has gone to check on him about Martel. And he said, did all this really stem from the interview that Marceau did? Marceau said, I don't know. So Martel says that he hasn't lied about what he said about Marceau. But if Marceau continues to say that Martel is a liar, he's going to prove that Marceau is a liar. But you had a chance to prove it at the Pavilion, and you didn't do it. So why should we believe it? So to us, you are not telling the truth. And Destiny is sitting here listening to Martel not tell the truth. She's just nodding and listening because I know Destiny knows the truth. Then Marceau goes, just like he does, he calls your wife a side chick. Then Chris is like, yeah, I don't play that. And like Marceau said, he continues to do it. And what do you do, Chris? Nothing. So in the flashback with Martel and Nell, when Martel said, I heard you was did he say Arian? And then Nell said, no, I'm not an Arian. Arian, how much more disrespect are you going to take, girl? So Destiny said, you owe Tisha an apology. Martel said they are one and they can both get it. Then Martel said that Tisha accepts what Marceau does. And I want to say, allegedly, he said Marceau's been in a relationship for 2 or 3 years. And then he said, and then Destiny was like, so she and Mel teach people how to respectfully cheat? Martel said, done. Like Tisha knows, allegedly. Marceau said he and Martel are done. They have run their race. Martel said when Marceau goes lower, he's going to hell. Mel has tripped this girl up so tough. First of all, she said she didn't say goodbye to Mel on the trip because she was aggravated because everything was awkward. Mel said, you made it awkward. Then she couldn't answer the question about where was the house that she was supposed to have trained Martel in. Or when was it? This was a mess. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.